Look, y'all, it's November 6th, 2024. We ain't wake up in the best of moods. The Bears is still the same, missing a running back. Brian Poe's done nothing again. And the Bulls got to go up against a hell of a gauntlet today, tomorrow, and the next few coming weeks. Yeah, let's talk about it. It's your boy Steve-O and Q. This is Shot Town Sports Central. Let's do what it do. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. We live in this motherfucker at 9:30 this morning on Shot Town Sports Central with your boy Steve-O and Q. Q, how you feeling this morning, bro?
Man, sick, depressed, disappointed. I feel like we all felt this might be a worse feeling than when Derrick Rose hurt his knee.
It looked like it. It looked like the next day. You remember the next day? It was gray as shit. It was overcast everywhere. The city was silent. Nobody was outside. No people running in the park. No birds chirping. Yeah, it feel like that.
But I will say, I respect that Illinois was a blue surrounded by red.
Gotta do. It is what it is. But man, as y'all know, we ain't gonna delve into that too much. It is what it is. It is what it is. But as y'all know, the trade deadline for the NFL was it was yesterday, and we for the last couple of weeks we had a couple people that we thought was gonna be in the trade deadline. One including Khalil Herbert, who was traded for a 7th-round pick. Two, the Cincinnati Bengals. We surely talked about that on yesterday. How it made sense. He's talented enough to be playing, and he wasn't playing. He was a healthy scratch for a majority of the games, and if he did play, the man was on special teams, and that's just not what he is. So we knew it was him. We also heard rumblings that we should probably get Dominique Robinson out of here. That didn't happen, even though he got a nice little play in the last game due to a lot of people being hurt, which didn't mean shit because we got demolished. But at the end of the day, another person we thought was going to be gone was Nate Davis, and that was not going to happen because our whole offensive line was hurt. So I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to trade anybody on this O line. But at least what I thought I was expecting from my GM, I thought Ryan Post was going to come out here and honestly be very hungry, be very aggressive to go find some form of O line help out here, and he just didn't do it. So, what was your thoughts coming away when you realized, like, way before the trade deadline officially ended, like, we ain't finna do nothing?
I mean, I knew what was going to happen. It's the Bulls, it's the Bears, it's Chicago teams. We don't do a lot at trade deadlines. We tend to just try to fight through. Honestly, though, I'm not too disappointed. There wasn't a lot of things we could have did that would have made this team like a contender. It would have just been us making a move to kind of make a move. Draft pick wise, keeping those for when you need them in the off season. That's something that you got to do sometimes. So as far as not making that many moves, I don't have an issue with that. My issue is just with the team and how they're playing currently. Just they play like they don't care. They play like they don't see themselves doing much else. But yeah, as far as trades and not doing anything, if we would have did something, it would have been one of those moves where it's like, look what we did for you guys. It didn't help us, but we made a move, and now we're in the same spot. And then Bears fans would have been complaining about that person the whole rest of the year when they were playing bad, and it would have been a whole Claypool situation all over again. Oh, we did a move to do a move. We don't like the move. Now he's getting blamed for, oh, you picked the wrong person. The person you picked didn't help us win. So it's a lose-lose, honestly, in this situation with what was available. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too disappointed in it.
It is what it is when it comes to this point. Like we all said, like all these decisions that we looking at now that we're coming back and saying we didn't like. Majority of us on this platform was saying that you need to do this, make these adjustments, address the issues ahead in the off season, because that's your best chance. That's when people are available. That's when you can really play those type of games that manipulation tactic, that business mind savvy work that you can do once you Once teams know that you're in a dire need in a trade deadline, they're gonna try to get everything out of you. And we already know Pose is not the type of person to bite on anything, and he's not gonna throw money just because we need something. Like that's just not something he does. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I didn't really expect much. Like if anything, I did expect if anybody had the most value was Khalil Herbert, and it's a lot. It's running backs go down every week, so I knew it was a good chance that he would be gone. A lot of people talking about the seventh round pick. We could have got more. No, the hell we couldn't because he wasn't playing. So his value was his value based on his previous work, not this year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, also if you look at him, he was a 6th round draft pick. Getting
Exactly.
a 7th round draft pick is a pretty good return on your investment. Like
Yep.
this isn't
Getting
trading
something.
2nd overall pick. Like you got basically what you got him for. So you could find someone who's like him if you're good at picking. I mean, it's one of those things where people want us to trade so badly. What is the trade gonna do for us?
Right now, right.
We just gonna trade to trade? You just want to see somebody trade it? Because what's gonna happen is another team gonna go, y'all need to get rid of him, huh? Well, why don't you throw in a draft pick with it? Give us a little bit extra since you got to get rid of him, and we'll
Hmm.
make it work. This is a team that understands. Like sometimes you don't have to make certain moves. My issue is not with Pose as far as the roster we have. He's put a roster together. Like you can't sit here and act like Ryan Post didn't make a good offense. Like we have a good offense. We just don't have a good offensive line. Coaching is a
And I
big
and
issue
that
with this team.
Yeah. And I think that's why I have an issue with Pose because those was questions that I had for Pose before the season start. I wasn't comfortable with this O line. Oh, we built one of the most depth O line in the league. That's his words. He said, I remember Greg Braggs asking him that at the draft, and he said, this is one of the best O lines I've made. Bullshit. I call bullshit then. I call bullshit now. You said I get it. Yeah, he did do enough per se for a good coach, but that's another thing. You picked Eberflus. No, we thought we was getting Dan Quinn. Hell, I thought we might even get Doug. I mean, not Doug. It is Doug. Doug from Jacksonville. I thought we was possibly going to get him. No, you went out the whim. You said that was your guy. You picked him along with his first defensive staff and offensive staff. That failed. Got rid of that. Then you picked this offensive staff again. Didn't work. What was giving me so much faith in you to go out there and to find a new head coach, possibly, and a new OC? Who's to say that you can do that? Because you failed 3 times at this point. So like, yeah, is Ryan Poles a bad GM? Hell no. He ain't perfect either, but at the same time, like it's getting to a point where now I can't just look aside at all the great you've done because now you put yourself in a pickle. And quite frankly, I don't know how you're gonna get out of it
Yeah,
because
and I
you
think
built this
that's
team backwards.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and that's the issue with Bears fans. Like the issue with Chicago fans is when we argue about someone not being good, we argue the wrong points, and that doesn't get things fixed. If you like, perfect example, if Ryan Poles, if you make an argument, Ryan Poles doesn't know how to draft,
Yeah,
coaches, offensive
yeah,
coordinators. Good, he bad at that apparently. He doesn't know when to
yeah.
let go. Right, we
At
learned
all.
that with Velas. He doesn't know when to let go if he makes a mistake. You can say that, but to say that he doesn't know how to make a team,
He did it.
it's just dumb. And when you
Yeah.
say that, people look at you like, "Oh, you're an idiot." So now don't listen to anything else you say.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's one of those situations where you have to make an argument about the thing that's really the issue, or otherwise there's nothing that gets fixed. If you say makes a bad team, and then you look at our team and you go, "Well, we got DJ Moore, we got Caleb, we got Rome, we got Keenan Allen, we got Komet." It seems like he's doing a pretty good job of making the team. Like our defense is great. Like you have to fight the issues because as a Bears front office person, all you see is the fans going, "This team sucks. Y'all don't know how to make a team."
Mm-hmm.
Everyone needs to be saying, "No, our team is amazing. Get a new coach."
That's the main concern. Like, and then that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of things that we're struggling with can be hidden with a good head coach, a good hell, a good staff. I don't think we have a good staff.
Yep.
And that's probably my only thing about Pose. It's not that when we going out and he's making these little trades here and there, like for 6 round picks, people getting so upset. I'm like, we've seen Pose get himself out of he got us out of debt. Basically, we had 3 to 5, like 5 defensive players that was heading towards the trajectory of getting older, and we gonna have to pay them a hell of a lot. We got rid of them, and he flipped this whole franchise around for us to look like, if we had the right coach, a serviceable, good actual team. And at times when you do sound football, coaching right, running the ball, you do look like a good team. But like I said, when you have a bad head coach, a bad OC, now the little stuff that Brian Pose didn't get 100% correct, which you can't get 100% correct, that's starting to show.
Yep, and that's the issue. When something doesn't go right, you got to be okay to letting go.
Yeah.
Like I understand this is your pick. You want it to work. I trust him. I picked him. I want this to be a thing, but you can't. Like, you got to be like, look, I screwed up. We need a new coach. Like, that's the one thing I said with the Bulls. AK this year, for once, was like, look, we all know we need to make changes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, I trust you now. Like, you saying the real truth instead of we're gonna try our best to work with like, you got to understand when it's time to move on. If your girl cheats on you 3 times, you should have left after the first one.
Facts.
Just know when to let go.
I can't get mad at her after a while.
Yeah, at some point she's like, yeah, you keep letting me, so why would I not do it? You gonna stay? Ryan Post is like, hey, I trust him. He was like, hey, if I lose every single away game, I'm not gonna get fired. So what's the point?
If I blunder every fourth quarter that I get a chance to do it, I'm gonna do it, and he ain't gonna do shit about it.
That's why that 15-yard didn't matter, because he's not gonna get fired for making a decision like that.
Yeah, and we just know, like, and that I think it's just a mindset thing from Pose, from making him. He's all like, I think all Bears fans, real Bears fans, realistic Bears fans that has common sense would say Ryan Pose is a good GM. But what's stopping him from being great is like just what you said. You don't know how to let the fuck go. You're too built on friendships and community and how you feel about people. This is a results-based league, so you need to have a results-based mindset.
And the issue with that is it's a give and take. Because also part of him being like really nice is him, as we've seen, putting players in the right position, letting them go to teams that will give them a chance, right? So like Herbert going, Fields going, like being like, hey, we're gonna put you in the best position we can because you care. But the issue is you care too much also on the front office, and you want them to be there.
I'm about to say your main concern should be us. Your job is, it's a Chicago Bear. It's not once I need to make a decision. Oh, I need to. That's cool and all, and you do get brownie points from, like, okay, if you have players talk. So if people talk about they want to be a Bears, like I like Pose, he did that. That's cool, but you can't do that for everybody. At the end of the day, if there's a deal out there to help serve us first, you gotta make that deal. I can bet all the money I got that Valence Jones deal was way better than what we got. I'm pretty sure there was a Khalil Herbert deal out there way before this came to this point, and it was better than what we got. And that's just like, I get it. Well, he 3 years in, he a young GM. You got to learn things like that. And I think, hopefully, I can say these few years, somebody in his ear, and he's starting to learn himself that he just can't just keep holding on to these things, because that's hurting him in the end.
Yeah, and I think the letting go of Valence was the first step of that. Like, now that he's made that move, I definitely think Uber. I don't think it'll happen during the season because it's the Bears. They don't fire people during the season. Yeah. But I do think Eberflus is gone this year. Letting go of Valence showed that. Like, we're moving on. If you're not doing your job, we got to move on. So hopefully, I mean, if we're being real, we weren't going to win a championship this year anyway. So hopefully, at the end of the year, the Bears have shown we have talent. The coach is the reason we're not winning. Get us a new coach. That's your next step. You don't have anything you really have to go after this offseason. You have your offense. You have your quarterback, you have your receivers, you have a good defense, maybe an edge, but you could probably make that work. You need an offensive line. That is your solid number one necessity.
Uh-huh.
You can go after that with everything you got this summer and not have to worry about your offense or defense. Because even if you don't add to this defense, they won't get better. But the fact that they're already one of the best defenses in the league helps you. They're going to continue to do that if they continue to have these players play the way they play. The offense has shown that when they're playing correctly, mostly when they're speeding up the offense and not listening to Shane Waldron, then they look good. So if you can fix the two issues, the coaching and the offensive line, give Caleb more time, get someone to call the right plays, I definitely see a lot for this team in the future.
And that's my thing. And in order for Caleb to survive this year, I think he needs to really consider the coaching aspect, because you're not gonna be able to fix the O line right now.
Yep.
Right now, that's just not gonna happen. So, in order for Caleb to stay alive, you might have to consider we already know the head coach ain't gonna go, but the OC gonna get him killed. He really is. But to speak it of getting killed, let's go into the final subject of the day. The Bulls are about to run into a gauntlet, and who knows what's gonna happen? Because as y'all know, y'all Bulls fans, we're coming off of a 2-game losing streak, losing to some of the worst teams in the league, the Brooklyn Nets and the Utah Jazz. Jazz hurt a little bit more because how the hell you let somebody that ain't won a game score 135 points on you? That's
without their
beyond me.
top two players.
Without their top two players, it's beyond me. So, and then we also know we have a Bulls team that for some reason comes out tonight at 7:30 at the Dallas against the Dallas Mavs and beat their ass, and we'll be sitting here like I don't understand this team. Or it could be like what we all think, and we go up against Dallas and Minnesota tomorrow and get massacred. What's your thoughts on what are we about to see the next 2 days?
I'm gonna make a call. It could be correct, it could be wrong. Klay Thompson gonna go for like 35. He already played really well against the Bulls. The Bulls always let like the second or third star go off. They've been really bad at covering great 3-point shooters. And Klay runs around the entire game. Like the Bulls and this is what I've seen from the game so far. The Bulls have been starting out slow, but they've been getting in that mentality of we are more conditioned than the other teams, so we're going to be able to make it work. You're not more conditioned than Klay Thompson. The man's been running around the court all game for the last 7 years. He's going to just tire out whoever's on him. And then who do you put on him? Because Io's not going to guard him. You might have to put Pat on him. Pat don't got good lateral movement, so he's just going to shake him half the game. Yep. This is going to be one of those games where I think Kyrie's playing too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you're talking the two people who we're going to try to start or try to stop is Luka and Kyrie. We're going to put everything into that. And the Bulls have shown that they've been pretty good at stopping the main scorer, right? A lot of these games, the main score on the other team is averaging at least 20, 25, but they're shooting 23 shots, 24 shots. You can shut down Luka. You can shut down Kyrie. You're not going to shut down Luka, Kyrie, and Klay Thompson. On top of that, isn't Gafford on the Mavericks?
Yep.
Guess who else plays really good against the Bulls whenever he plays the Bulls?
Gafford.
Patrick ain't
go ahead 18 and 10.
Shit. He's about to run through Patrick the whole game.
This
is going to be sad. This is one of those teams where if the Bulls start out slow, like they've been starting out, there is no going down 20 and coming back.
Yeah.
You go down 20, they're going to push it up to 35.
And you're going to stay there. You're going to stay there. And we got a lot of people like Patrick Williams is a game-time decision with his shoulder. We got Jalen Smith with a game-time decision with a knee. Zach LaVine with a game-time decision. And Giddey's still a game-time decision with illness. So, this shit, and then Derek Lively is a game-time decision as well. He could possibly play. Like, this shit can get real ugly real quick.
Not can, it will. The Bulls' worst issue is letting points in the paint, and everybody on this damn team can get to the rim.
Get in the paint.
Luka about to be laying the ball up like it's just easy work the whole game. That
I ain't
the
gonna lie.
pick and roll gonna be bad. We can't guard their pick and roll. We can't guard Luka and Kyrie going to the rim. We can't guard Gafford going to the rim. Vooch gonna be screwed. Klay Thompson gonna be running around shooting threes in the corner if we leave anybody. This is not gonna be a good game. I'm telling you now. And I would be happy to be wrong. But this is going to be one of those games where you might see a superstar go off on one of their career highs.
70. Like
Please don't
these
let
one
us
of
win
them
a two.
games. Like these one of them games where I can see I can see C-Dub like in the third quarter, like, yeah, y'all ain't doing this shit no more. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
The first game with two players with 57 points in the same game. Kyrie and Luka both scored 60.
I can't do it. I'm gonna be sitting here in amazement and pure defeat at the same time.
Honestly, I'd be happy. If it happened, at least I got to see a really good basketball team.
That wasn't us.
It's never us. It's never us.
Yeah. But yeah, you got anything else, bro?
That's it. I mean, it's one of those weeks where it's going to be fun to try to see what we do as a city, and we got a lot of hard times. Hopefully the Bears get lucky and beat the Patriots. That's going to be our last chance of looking good before the next few weeks. So it's just death.
Yeah.
And the Bulls are the Bulls. They play bad. They always play bad. And
Billy Dove ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I've been covering for a year on my channel, and this is what I'm used to. This is what you do. You suffer.
Like all Bulls fans sound the same. We just sound like robots, I don't know what to do,
Because
it
it's
is
like
what it is.
It's like every time I feel bad, I'm like, this team sucks, and then they go out and beat some of the greatest teams you can possibly beat, and they look really good, and it's like, oh, we're a good team, and the next game they lose by 60. It's just, you never know.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's all we got. Of course, y'all tune in to Skulls over there at Chicago Blackhawks Central because the Blackhawks play the Detroit. What's the name of their team? Wings again. So they play them night on TNT. Should be a big game. They basically around the same similar records. So make sure y'all tune in over there, as well as anything that ends with a Central. We gonna be covering it. Make sure y'all tune into the Shot Bulls podcast with Cognac Boy Bobby and C-Dub, as they will be live calling the game tonight, as well as check out Haize on Chicago Bulls Central, who's gonna be doing halftime pregame show and postgame show, as well as Locked On Bulls. We might see Q up there, or me, or the rest of the squad. But thank y'all for tuning in. We see y'all in the live. Thank you, Zeke TV, for being in the building. The first lady of the Central Network, Shay Taylor, in the building, as well as my boy Naz in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in for another live stream on Chi-Town Bulls Network. We out.